Buonasera.
Buonasera.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Good morning.
Good
Wherever
morning.
you are in the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Papa Sal, why am I talking to you? I know, we're doing the same thing.
Well, this is the weapon that I choose to defend myself from you.
This is your mother's favorite weapon.
Yes, it's actually my good weapon to defend myself from you, because you swing a lot with that thing as well.
I do. It's terrible. But thank you for joining us. It was we decided to do a live event kind of spontaneously, a couple of days ago, and we decided to just go for it and just make a couple of really nice autumnal dishes that I think you guys would really love. And a couple of these are kind of out of his comfort zone just because he hasn't made them before. But I think it's going to be good. We're going to start with, I love the idea of like a sweet and salty. So we're going to do like a beautiful bruschetta with roasted butternut squash. And then we're going to hit it with really salty pancetta that then we're going to saute with, actually we're going to crisp up with some sage and some nice ricotta. And then we're going to do I wanted to do a taleggio and radicchio risotto with wild mushrooms. Taleggio is sort of a softer Italian cheese, a little bit harder to find, but I do have a replacement, so we're still making the risotto. And then, because I love my Papa Sal, one of his favorite things to eat in the world are pork chops and broccoli rabe. So that's kind of what we're doing today.
In my honor, we're gonna cook a pork chop and broccoli rabe, like no one else likes it. Yeah.
Yes.
When I always make it disappears. I don't know why.
I know, it's so good. And then for dessert, you guys know I have 1,000,001 apple recipes on my website. So I don't know, I wasn't sure if we had enough time to do an apple dessert. So I figured we'll just share a little cheese plate that's perfect to eat after dinner with a sweet glass of wine or just anything like that because it's lovely. However, this is my berry spoon.
The berry spoon? Give it to me.
See why it's pink? No, this is just reserved for my berries.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's my blanket.
Yes,
I need it next to me to feel sure,
I'll take this one. Okay, so we've got a lot of questions live coming in. I also have some questions that I'm going to pull up from Instagram that you guys have asked me. So we're going to start cooking because we've got a lot to go through.
Let's go through. You're right.
So the first thing I'm going to do really, really quickly is I'm going to just throw my butternut squash in the oven. So all I have here is some butternut squash that I have he has peeled and diced for me.
Of course, I'm the dicer today. I'm the peeler and the dicer.
Yes, I'm just going to hit him with a little salt, a little olive oil, a little cracked black pepper, and then a little bit of chili powder. Not so much that you taste heat, but I love, with butternut squash, I like a little bit of, because it's so sweet, you need a little something to offset it if you're going to use it in a sweet way. So a little chili powder does the trick. I'm just tossing it with my hands. I've got my oven preheated to 425. And I'm going to throw this in there until the butternut squash is cooked through. Could take about a half hour or so. You go next.
Meanwhile, they put me in charge of cleaning the broccoli rabe. That's another new thing on this show. But every time, you see, we decide to do something close to the fall season. And we try to get the ingredient from the fall season. We start with the butternut squash, which obviously it is a fall thing. And also the broccoli rabe. Here in the United States of America, you can find broccoli rabe every time of the year. When you go into the store, it's always because the country, it's so big, then, in different parts of the country, there's a different climate. So this can grow anywhere of the year. But in reality, these ones in the old country, they grow in the fall season. In between October and November, when it's like the rainy season, they come nice and green and big and wonderful. Also mushrooms. Mushroom is something that grows in the fall. And that's what we did when I was young. My father taught me how to pick the good ones, and I remember going to these big fields and walk for hours and looking for wild mushrooms. And occasionally you run into a broccoli rabe pester, a big one, humongous, big, green, and all you have to do, it's what I'm doing now, just directly from the tree. Take the nice flowers, the tender one, and toss the hard one in the garbage. Clean and washed. In the end, we saute with garlic and extra virgin olive oil and a little bit of hot peppers, and we pair with a delicious pork chop.
While you're doing that, I just want to start my risotto real quick because it does take a little time to cook. So there are a couple of tricks to making good risotto. One is you use a large skillet with high sides, never a saucepan, because you need to be able to give the risotto a lot of room to cook. If you make it in a saucepan, there's not enough room and it all just becomes a really gluey mess. You have to have your liquid already hot, and those are the main tricks with risotto. Now I start pretty much all of my risotto recipes with celery, onion, and garlic. The celery, you don't even taste it at the end, but it gives you a lovely like earthy note in the background. And then sweet onions and garlic, of course, and a little bit of olive oil. Now, I don't want to cook these so much that they become caramelized. I just want them to become translucent. So I just hit them with a little bit of salt because salt helps draw out moisture in your vegetables. So I'm just going to cook these for a few minutes or until, like I said, they'll look a bit translucent. I'm going to hit them with a little bit more olive oil.
How are they going to look like?
Translucent.
How are they going to look like?
Translucent.
Translucent. Did I say it right?
Yes.
All right, another word, translucent.
Oh, good, good, good. My phone's here, which means I can get some of your questions that you asked on Instagram, and I also have live questions coming in. So keep going with your live questions because I'll be able to hit them from here.
All right, let's go with the questions.
So Nessa911 says she's doing the mommy sway, and it's true because from having a baby, you sway back and forth a lot, and
Really?
so I know, and so I'm kind of used to that.
Well,
all right.
I wouldn't know about that. I never had a baby of
How do I
my
do
own.
this?
I mean, you're my baby, but I don't sway.
All right, hold
I'm
on.
firm on my legs. Not all the time, but
Oh, come on! What is wrong with this?
it's an electronic device. Usually they don't work when you need it to.
All right,
Now-
here we go. Here we
oh,
go.
here we go. She finds
Here
out.
we go. Here we are. Here we are from Instagram. Sarah Dantzler said, "How long does it take you to film a cooking video?" That totally depends. If I'm doing a turkey, I cook everything myself, so everything is in real time for me. So if it takes 3 hours to cook a turkey, then the video literally takes me 4 hours to make because I have to wait, and so it all depends on what we're doing. And I'm gonna mess up the name, so I'm sorry. She asked, "What are your plans for Halloween and Thanksgiving?" So Halloween, we're having trick-or-treaters here at the house, and I like to do a thing where I keep my door open. My neighbors come in. I'm gonna have drinks, like hot apple cider or like treats for the kids and stuff like that, so that the adults can also mingle as well because I'm a people person like that. And then for Thanksgiving, I host every holiday here, so we're having a big Thanksgiving here.
And there is no fight on Thanksgiving in this house. No, common sense, Thanksgiving, the all relatives together and somebody said something. Nah, not in this house. We fight no matter what. I mean, fight. We're Italian. What do you expect? Loud people, loud voices.
Yes, loud people indeed. I'm trying to find lots of questions that are just a little bit...
All right, while you try to
different.
find that, I finished cleaning the broccoli rabe. They're ready to cook. While you do that, I'm going to
Perfect. Stir
stir
them
your
for me?
stuff here.
Perfect.
Otherwise, it will be too dry.
That is
Let's
perfect.
see. It looks beautiful.
It's looking good.
Well, it looks good, of course.
Let's see.
When does not?
Kat Maxwell said, "You look so much like your dad." And I do.
Oh.
I do.
Oh.
Let's see. There's so many questions coming in. Oh, my girl, Caitlin. My girl. She asked, "What's your favorite way to prepare shrimp?" Truly, my very
Shrimp.
favorite way is shell on, big, nice jumbo shrimp, shell on, little olive oil, salt, and pepper on a charcoal grill. And then when they come out, you hit them with a good amount of salt and a squeeze of lemon. That's the best way. That's my favorite
All
shrimp.
right,
How about
now,
yours?
Let me tell you about the shrimp, okay? Every time I do a video or a special on laurenkitchen.com, happen for me to cook shrimp. Now, we decided this year to start with fall season. It does not include shellfish or shrimp. So I suggest to you to tune in for the Christmas specials, where will be plenty of seafood, shrimp, octopus. We're gonna do one beautiful thing that you can learn
I
a lot.
want to move forward with my risotto before my veggies get cooked any longer, because you can see they've softened a bit. They've now kind of adapted to a really lovely translucent color. I'm going to add my rice now because, see, rice is like a sponge. It's kind of like a blank canvas. So as soon as you introduce them to something, it's going to soak up the flavor. So I always like adding my rice to my base. That way it can soak up some of that beautifully infused olive oil. And you want to cook it together for not long, maybe 30 seconds or so. It's just important that you can kind of see that the rice has been coated in the oil. Now, with most of my risotto, if not all of my risottos, I always like to add a splash of white wine. It gives you a nice, it gives you some complexity because it's got a little bit of a different note to it. It's lovely and bright and a little dry. But if you don't want to use any wine, by all means, skip the wine and just start with the stock at this point. This is a time where I'm now going to add a little bit of wine. And so now I'm introducing liquid. The second really most important thing to do with risotto is not to add any more liquid until the one that you have added has been absorbed. And then you just slowly start introducing hot liquid to it until the rice is fully cooked. So my wine, as you can see, is starting to be absorbed. Is that correct? I mean, you would agree.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, you just had some wine, and then I guess you had stocks, right?
Yeah, you start to add it into stock. Now you can see my rice has kind of absorbed the wine, because I don't add a lot of wine, but it has absorbed it nicely. So what I'm going to do now, because we need this burner to do the next thing, I'm going to move to the back. What I have back here is a saucepan with some stock coming to a simmer. I'm using vegetable stock here. You can use chicken if you want to. I'm going to move back there, and that's when I'm going to start cooking the rice. I'm just going to start feeding it with the hot stock. Papa Sal's going to start cooking the broccoli rabe here. Right. That way we can just kind of do more than one thing at a time. So the big pan is for the broccoli rabe.
I got them right here. Thank you for giving me the stove.
So now I'm just gonna move to back here. I've got my ladle.
Why did you turn this thing on? Can I do that?
I'll do it. No, that's the wrong one.
Oh, here we go.
There you are.
All right, I need this right here.
Yeah, I have something for you too. Hold on. I want to show you this.
Okay.
Because I thought it was I loved it. I bought it in Amalfi, and that's where I keep all of my chilies.
Oh, look at this. Dry chili jar. Huh? Looks nice.
Except it said the word Amalfi on it when I first got it, but it was only written on there, and I just kind of accidentally washed it off.
Oh, I see. Oh, we got a nice dry chili pepper. Where did you get these chili peppers from? Italy?
I got those at Claudio's.
Oh, okay. So
I really love Claudio's.
Claudio's, yes. All right, the pan is on the fire. I got a little bit of olive oil here. You know what I'm missing, baby?
What?
I'm missing garlic. What is the garlic?
I got it. It's right here.
Oh, right there. Oh, okay. The garlic, as usual. I like to kind of smash them because I really don't like minced garlic too much, especially if it's a little raw, like the cooked always. So I always prefer just to smash it and leave them big globs in there, and then I pick them out.
Some people ask to see Mia, so I'm just going to bring her in for a minute.
Oh, now we're cooking.
Gorge. He's so
now
cute.
We're cooking in a family, huh?
Did you rip someone's...
And that's Mia. That's Mia, my lovely granddaughter. We love her so much. And hey, smile. You are on camera, honey. And this is not for a...
Look at her. She's like, what can I grab, Mom?
Uh-huh.
Here.
She's a superstar already.
Yay, look at you.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, my garlic starts searing. Meanwhile, the garlic starts searing, okay? All right.
She's so cute, I can't even stand it.
Okay, all right. Keep it away from oil because it's going to splash a little bit when I put the broccoli out in there, okay? Did you hear me, honey?
Yes, I have her over here.
Okay, all right.
Show them your teeth. Show them your little teeth.
Oh, show me your little teeth. All right.
Oh, she's so sweet. She's getting so big.
All right. I got it's a very spicy peppers.
Mild.
Mild? Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to put a couple of pieces in.
Yeah, I put a couple pieces in there.
You know, I know that your husband
all right, she stole your wooden spoon, so here.
Whoa. Stay away from this. Put the kid back.
Who's that?
Put the lids on it.
Who's that? Who's that?
All right.
Hi.
Hello, are you smiling?
Gorgeous. All right, I'm going to bring her back in just a few minutes, but I want to move to the risotto.
Okay. All right, the broccoli rabe on the stove. What I'm going to do, I put the hot peppers in there. I'm going to put some salt over this. Okay.
Now, do you know, so lots of people say that broccoli rabe is super bitter, which it is. But I think that's the appeal of it, because if I wanted something not bitter, then I would use kale or broccoli or another green. But if you want to get rid of some of that bitterness, you can blanch your broccoli rabe first. A lot of the bitterness will wash away, kind of.
Yeah, but
I don't do that.
why that you want to have broccoli rabe then? Have something else.
That's what my point is.
The bitterness is not unbearable. It's just like matches very good with some flavors.
Mark Fernandez asked, are you planning to have a live event for Christmas this year? Yes, we are. Stella's Kitchen said your dad's really cool. I know.
Mother, I'm cool. I know that already. Sorry,
Let's see. Baby Cakes says, what consistency is
Can
best
I use
for
this?
risotto?
Or I'm gonna get beat up.
Oh, this is a new one. I haven't.
All right, I need one for
It's
the
right in
broccoli.
there.
What
It's
is
in
it?
there. No, all the way in there in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. Best consistency for risotto. Your risotto should be still a bit al dente, but I'll show you what it looks like. Quite loose. It shouldn't be thick.
Nice and high fire. I like that. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of wine in here, a little bit of liquid, all right? Put a little bit of liquid.
No, that's wine.
Yes, I need some
In
wine.
the broccoli rabe?
Of course. You see, you always learn something new. And
Never did that before.
And I guarantee you.
Never did that before. Okay. Going back and forth to Instagram and live so that I'm getting a little bit of a little bit of everything.
All right.
Let's see.
Let's lower a little bit.
This is so exciting. It's really hot in here though.
All right. Okay.
This is a really interesting one. Nicole Angeles said, what workout do you do, or are you doing, and how did you lose the baby weight? Thank you very much. Okay, here's what I want to answer is because I never changed the way I eat when I was pregnant, so I didn't end up gaining that much weight. So for me, and what I've always said to everybody out there is you just eat real food, leave out the junk, save you treats for the weekends, eat real food, and just work out. You know, you want to be manageable. You want to go for walks if you can. Just keep yourself sort of moving, if you know what I mean. But I think what's really important is to eat really good food. But currently, I've been doing Zumba, and I've been doing a little bit of the Tracy Anderson mat workouts. Nothing crazy because I'm really busy, but I just focus on eating really good food. That's, and the weight kind of came off easy because I didn't gain a lot to begin with.
All right, what do we do now?
All right, so now that we have that, the broccoli rabe is going.
The risotto is searing, okay.
You added another ladleful, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The risotto takes a good 20-some minutes to cook
yes.
fully, so it's going to take a while. The broccoli rabe is coming to temperature. The temperature is cooking.
Broccoli rabe will be ready soon.
You want to move the broccoli rabe back
I'm going
there?
to move in the back and let them cook slowly while we prepare here the pork chops, I believe.
Yeah, let's do the pork chops because those take a while to cook anyway.
I'm going to transfer this on the small one. Once again, here we go.
Look how beautiful these are.
All right, here we go. Moving this over there.
All right.
Okay.
Cast iron skillet on. Not adding any oil to my cast iron skillet because it is well seasoned. So you don't need to add any oil. Now I also have my oven preheated to 425 for the butternut squash. Now, grab me a pair of tongs. I'll just stick this, and then we'll take clean ones for that.
All right.
These pork chops are gorgeous. They are bone-in, just center cut, beautiful, a good 1.5 inches, almost borderlining 2 inches. Now, for a pork chop of this size, ordinarily, if I wasn't going to sear it and then just finish it off in the oven, I would brine them because I think it's a lot safer to ensure that your pork chop is not going to come out dry. But because I know I'm just going to sear it here and finish it in the oven and then make a pan sauce for it, I'm not going to do that. Would you agree? We talked about this the other day with Aunt Mimi and Dennis. When we were saying that a thick pork chop, if you're not going to finish it in the oven, you want to brine it because if you're going to cook it stovetop,
yes,
it'll dry.
but I do always the same thing. I pan sear them in the pan, and then I put them in the oven. There's no need to brine. I put some salt and pepper, olive oil on it, and I'm done.
Yeah.
It is just beautiful, just gorgeous, you know.
I agree.
Sometimes people try too many gimmicks, and they just because they want to reinvent the wheel. Well, the wheel has been invented many centuries ago. So That's the best way to kill a pork chop. That's how we kill it. Okay.
Hi, good.
All right. What else do we do with this?
I'm just waiting for this to come to temperature. I want my
Okay.
cast iron skillet to be really hot.
Okay.
Whenever I'm like cooking something where I want a good sear, I always use cast iron because it heats really evenly, and then it can also transfer in the oven. So it's gonna give me a good crust, and it's oven safe. And the baby in the background is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay.
Someone said, Isabella, can you hear me? Someone said, your dad looks like a snack.
Smack? What's a smack?
Snack.
What's a smack? All right. This thing is hot though.
Oh, it's kids these days. Is it hot?
I
They
think
said
so.
you look handsome, basically.
Yeah, it's okay. Sounds good.
All right. Good, good.
Is the oven on already?
The oven's already on because I have my butternut squash in there. Now, another important thing when you're cooking meat anyway, don't undersalt it. You can always actually oversalt because you're compensating for the middle not being seasoned. But if you undersalt it, there's no going back. And then, like I said, my cast iron is already seasoned, so I don't have to add a lot of oil to it because I season mine with vegetable oil every time I use it. So that is good. You rinse these for me?
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll move on to the next thing. Broccoli rabe smells good.
Yes, of course.
Let's see. All right. How do you feel about boneless pork chops?
Well, the bones retain lots of the flavor, release the bone marrow into the sauce while you're cooking. So I always prefer bone-in meat compared to not bone-in. At least it's a New York strip steak. That one you want no bones, I'll tell you that.
Someone
right,
said
what's
you
the
look
next
so.
move?
Someone said you look so young. What's your secret?
The camera and the makeup. No makeup. I don't have makeup. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you very much. What can I say? I kept myself lean. I try to eat healthy. I don't eat a lot of junks, and I guess that's good for my skin. Hopefully. Maybe if you meet me in person, you look totally different. All right.
you slice that for me?
Do you think it's time for this
No.
to spin? Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. If you cut that and get that ready to grill, and then I'm gonna once I move the pork chops, then I can start grilling my radicchio as
You
well.
got it.
All right. What is your ideal meal? If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? A lot of people ask that question, actually.
I answer these questions a lot of times the same way. Whatever they prepare for me.
No, but if you could choose.
If I can choose, you mean if I have somebody I can say, I want this every day?
Yeah.
It won't be a thing because you don't eat every day the same thing.
Okay, well, what if you had to choose the last meal you eat on Earth?
Broccoli rabe pork chop,
Yeah.
that would be good. Make
yeah,
me
with
happy.
lots of bread.
Lots of bread, yeah.
Lots of bread.
Absolutely.
How do you cook thin pork chops? Fast.
Fast, yeah.
Thin pork chops,
You
really hot
spin,
pan.
you turn it real quick, otherwise they burn it.
Really hot pan, really fast. That's the
All
best
right.
way to cook thin pork chops. Because
Okay.
the longer you cook them, then they're gonna get really hard. So
So what other questions?
it's like there's so many questions coming in at the same time. Can you please share tips on how to take care of cast irons? Don't wash them with soap. Season them every time you cook them, and then like basically every time you clean them. When you're done using it, you wash them, and then you have to dry them because you don't want them to rust. And then you just take a little vegetable oil on a cloth, like a paper towel or something, and then just kind of smear it all on the inside. It keeps them from getting all rusted. And then what you do is you once in a while, every couple weeks or so, I will take a little vegetable oil and then I will coat them really well and then put them in the oven at a low temperature just until they're seasoned. That's it.
All right, that's
Yeah.
good. Can I spin it?
Yeah, I think you can. All right. This looks good. But it takes a little bit longer. It's gonna be hot.
Put
Yeah.
them in the oven?
Yeah.
Or you want to sear the first one side?
Sear it for a couple minutes and
All
then
right,
we'll
sear
cook
one
them
side
in.
for a couple of minutes and then we put
The
them in the
butternut
oven.
squash
Okay?
is also just about ready, so we can take that
All
out.
right, I need a plate to put this bread in it.
Yes.
I need my cutting board.
Yes.
Okay.
Here's your bread.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm gonna take the butternut squash out. Let me just check on it. It looks good. I'm just gonna put it to the side so that it can cool because I don't want to handle
All right,
it.
I'm going to throw this in the oven, okay?
Yes. And while that happens, you want to check, after you did that, you want to check on your broccoli rabe?
Yes, I
And
will.
then if you would, you want to grill my radicchio for me?
Grill your radicchio if you get the whole thing ready for me, and I will.
Yes. All right. Here's my grill pan. I'll get this nice and ready for you. I want to get that nice and hot. So when I was in Italy last, we went to actually not last time, so the year before last, we went to a risotteria on Lungomare.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? And they made only risottos, and they had a risotto with taleggio and grilled radicchio, and it was magnificent.
So we're trying to replicate it.
So we're replicating it with things that I can find, of course, in my local grocery store, and I think it's absolutely delicious. Radicchio, how would you best describe radicchio? Because a lot of people think it's cabbage,
it's not cabbage, it's not red cabbage, it looks like a red cabbage. It's lettuce with a bitter taste, and it's red, it's thick leaves. So you have to be somebody who likes it, because not everybody likes that.
Leaf.
If you use that on a salad, like raw like that, it is bitter. If you like it, it's a great blend with the other herbs and stuff. If you cook it, you have to take that bitterness out of that. That's what we're doing right now. We grill them and then we process them along with the rice, and in the end you're going to have a nice bittersweet kind of risotto with grilled mushroom. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Now I took a head of radicchio, which was about this big, and I cut him in planks, and I left the stem on because it makes it easy to keep them all together, to keep the slice together.
All
so
right.
if you would just drizzle a little bit of olive oil and a
Yes,
little
I will.
salt on each side,
Yes, I will.
that would be fantastic.
Split, it's a little small though, huh?
It's small because they don't have anything bigger, but it's fine because you don't need a lot because it is bitter.
I think I drizzle a little bit too much oil, but it's
That's
okay.
okay.
It's okay because it goes through on the other side. Let me see what I can do here.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm just checking on the...
You just need a bigger one. Let's see. Let me see if I can do this way. And get
Oh, the
less
broccoli
oil.
rabe smells so...
I know. Broccoli rabe
Good.
almost done, you know.
So the broccoli rabe is almost done.
Yes, broccoli rabe, when you go to a restaurant usually and they have a broccoli rabe, in order to serve you something that looks good, they don't cook them throughout, because when you cook them throughout they become like brownish. Instead they like to see them greenish. But let me tell you something. The broccoli rabe, it's good when it's brownish. Tender, the bitterness is just right, and everything matches. But hey, as I said, I saw them doing it. Yeah, they didn't cook enough in the restaurant. Matter of fact, I saw many times when they order, even they don't even know what it is, and in the end, they always left on the side. I mean, because broccoli rabe I usually use for sides, and I see people eating the meat and not eating the broccoli rabe. But I explained to the people, I'm going to cook a little more. They're going to be just nice, and in the end, the result is always good. Sal, I had a good broccoli rabe today. Hey, some people can do stuff, some people can do not. See the camera guy, which
This
is my
broccoli
son
rabe
Biagio,
is-
get in front of the camera, but that's okay, things like that happen.
That smells out of control delicious.
Absolutely.
I want to give the radicchio enough time to kind of wilt a little bit on the inside,
Okay.
so I don't want to cook it for too fast.
All right, let me show this, okay?
It's,
Look at this one. Look at this one.
I know.
Nice, they tender enough. I can see from the stem. I think they're done, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a bowl for them.
No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the fire off
I'll leave it warm.
and keep it covered. So this way, we'll get all the flavors of the wine that I put in there and the extra virgin olive oil all inside that.
Yeah.
Big difference. Big difference. I'm going to put this
Do you
right here.
remember
Yes.
Vittorio's Land?
Victoria's Land, yes. Grandfather
Remember?
friend, yes, of course I do. I spend a lot of days out there.
I know. I remember it because your mom told me the same thing, that as kids you guys spent a lot of time
Yes.
foraging vegetables, apple trees.
Well, what it is, he has a great big farm, and it was my friend's father.
Yours, your father's friend.
My father's friends, I'm sorry. And when I was a kid, they used to drag me up there, which, I used to play with the other kids around there. And what we did, they'd run to the farm, to the trees, to the vineyards, to the fig trees. We did all kinds of things. We had no phones, we had no games, nothing at all. By the time it was awesome. And let me tell you something. I want to tell you this story. I don't know if I said this before, But you know, they used to do wine this time of the year. They're picking the grape. They're making the wine thing. In between stages, when they first squeeze the grape and then they put in a big barrel and then it had to be put in another barrel. In between these stages, it's sweet, almost sparkling like a soda. And me, a couple of friends, we went in there and we started drinking and thinking, look how sweet it is. Well, long story short, we were drunk like a skunk and we were 12 years old. Something like that, yes. Oh, still spinning, and still spinning.
That's so funny.
Oh, that was funny. My father, you know, kind of like laughed at me / yell at me, but hey, yes, we were drunk. We were drunk.
Someone on Instagram said, I'm on my 16th week of pregnancy and I'm struggling with some of the food I can't have. How did you deal with not being able to eat certain ingredients? It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I was so happy when I was pregnant that I didn't care if I never ate Nutella again. Like, that was my focus. My focus was feeding myself really good food, and what I couldn't have, I didn't have.
I was never pregnant. I don't do stuff like that.
That's really funny.
I know.
How long beforehand can you make risotto? You have to make risotto right before you serve it. That's why I always say the max you should cook risotto for is 6 people. And ideally, and I know this is going the extra mile, and I will not do it, but you've worked in restaurants, and I'm sure you have. You should serve risotto on warm plates.
Yes, serve on warm plates. It's not that difficult. Nowadays, before I remember risotto, you can find the risotto in a restaurant. You order a risotto, they always come with, no, we don't do that, it's too complicated. But now, with new methods and
you can move
new...
those if you want.
You think they're good enough?
Yeah, because as they cool, they will wilt just a little bit, but I want them to retain just a little bit of texture.
All right, so as I was saying, you know, risotto was not readily available in the restaurants, especially here in the States. In Italy, well, it was, but usually the answer is, give me an hour, and everybody's happy because, you know, the food is good. But now, with all new products and new systems and new ways to do it, and we learned, risotto is perfectly servable in a restaurant. Meanwhile, I do serve risotto in restaurants, and no complaint at all. Mushroom risotto, seafood risotto, white beans risotto, radicchio risotto. This is my first time I make radicchio risotto. Anyway, any kind of risotto, got the same process pretty much. I like the fact that Laura's using vegetable stock, because if you use a chicken stock, you risk to give a chicken flavor to something there's no chicken in there, and that's not good, because it happens. I actually dine with people that they use chicken stock. They use chicken stock for everything, and every dish pretty much has the chicken flavor. Now, it should be veggie stock for veggie dishes, fish stock for fish dishes, and meat stock for meat dishes, and chicken for chicken. Simple as that. That's the way you do. All right, what do we have now?
Okay, so I want to top the risotto with really lovely crispy sauteed mushrooms.
Risotto, let me check the risotto.
I just give that a stir. You might have to add some more. So this place served risotto with the radicchio and taleggio, and then like a mix of really crispy mushrooms in the very center. So that's what I'm going to recreate today. I've got a large skillet with olive oil. I want that to be really, really hot. And my dad did such a great job at slicing really thinly baby bellas, shiitakes, and white button mushrooms. Don't dice them.
And also garlic, onions, celery, and everything else.
He did dice a lot, yes.
Yeah, I was the chopper today.
Yes, but for this for this stage, I just want the flavor of mushrooms, lovely and salted, with lots of crispy rosemary. So what I want to do now is I want this to get nice and hot. And before I add the mushrooms to it, I take a stem of rosemary, okay? I just take the needles off by peeling it back like that. I'm not going to cut the rosemary because rosemary has got a lot of really strong flavor, and when you cut it, all the essential flavor comes out, right? All the essential oils. Yes. Well, I don't want that to overpower.
But that's with everything. I don't. Even when I chop parsley, I never chop too fine or basil or whatever.
In particular, rosemary can go very perfumey.
Yeah, because there has a lot of essence in there. You have to cook with that. Chop it too much, and then it's either too much flavor and smell, or loses all the power. So, like a parsley. When you chop the parsley and the basil too fine and becomes wet, all that oil get lost and really don't give it what you're supposed to give you.
Completely agree. That's why I'm going to add the rosemary to my hot oil, and I'm waiting for the rosemary to kind of crisp up a little bit, and as soon as it touches the oil, it does, right?
Yes.
So now I want this to be nice and hot. You might not need to add all of them because I don't want to overcrowd my pan.
Let me see. I just want to do this because, you know, I do this. I think it's just enough. What do you think? I put them all? I think they're going to disappear, right? What do you think? It's too many?
Um,
We don't work together, so we have this adjustment. Plus, remember, she tried to recreate this, never done it before, and I never done it before either.
no,
So.
I've done it before.
You've done it before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you recreated it already?
Yes.
So you're not trying to recreate it. You
No,
are recreating.
I'm recreating it so that you can try it.
All
That's
right,
good because
all
I don't want the pan of mushrooms to steam. I want them to saute. No salt, because if you add mushrooms and salt at this stage, oh there.
Hey, by the way, Napolitano, say, Naples won again today.
Very excited.
I'm very.
Do you remember where we were when they won World Cup? I do.
What World Cup? What are you talking
The
about?
World Cup.
When?
Italia, not Naples.
No, when you were a little kid?
No. In 2005?
2006, you mean? Yeah, that's Italy. I'm talking about Naples.
I know, but do you remember where you were? I remember what happened. I was in IKEA, minding my own business, checking all the little picture frames out, and then I hear people were huddled in a section of IKEA. They were watching the game, and I wasn't watching the game. Next thing I know, I hear people screaming, and then I hear my phone ring, and it was him. And he was working at the pizza place at the time, like he was working, and he calls me and he goes, "Get over here! I have to leave! They won! I have to leave! I gotta go celebrate with my friends!" And I was like,
that was a good night of celebration.
Remember? It was
Yeah,
so
we were in Philadelphia. We enjoyed the night and the day, and I don't remember who took me home. I really don't. I just wake up home, Thank God I was not injured. But anyway, you distracted me. I was talking about Naples. Today Naples won, so now we're 5 points up ahead in the charts, and we have good chance for a championship. Sorry. Soccer is my life, as well as football, of course, and everything else. But right now, it's the time of my team. Forza Napoli.
right.
Forza Napoli. Hey, we gotta do a special for Naples, all right? For the Naples team, especially if they win the championship. We're gonna do it. We're gonna have all the blue thing and everything. Look, the mushrooms, they smell great. Restaurant style saute. There you go.
I'm just chopping the radicchio
Chopping the radicchio.
because my risotto is ready for it. Now I'm not gonna add all of it because I don't want it to be too bitter. But my risotto is just about ready for it. So now,
All right, looks good.
it does, it looks really good. Now traditionally, like I
very
said, for this dish you would use taleggio, which is like a lovely soft cheese, but it's very hard to find in my neck of the woods. So what I have found to be a great replacement is some camembert, a really soft cheese, like a softly ripened cheese. I wouldn't use, see how lovely and soft that is? I wouldn't use something like Gouda or Gruyere, nothing that you have to grate. Because what happens is with those cheeses is that once the dish, first of all, it pools. It's got that cheesy pull. I don't want that here. And also, with those cheeses in particular, once your dish kind of comes down to room temperature, they harden into a really large, like, heavy block, and then it's just not palatable, if you know what I mean. So what I do is you have to kind of cut the rind off of your camembert, and you don't want to use too much of it. So I probably use a good like 4 ounces, but you want to just make sure you cut off the that little waxy outside, and it's a really good replacement. It gives you a lovely consistency. It's delicious. It's not overpowering. If I were to use something like gorgonzola here, it would be so strong. Like a blue cheese would be so strong, and that's why I don't add that. So what I'm going to do now, before my risotto...
Do we put some salt in here?
Not yet. Not until the mushrooms get crispy, like deeper in color. Okay. I'm going to add my radicchio to the last few minutes of cooking on my risotto. Just going to grab another plate to put my radicchio on. I bet this would be really good with escarole, because it's still around the same line. All right. How are the mushrooms looking?
Getting in there.
Oh, that looks really lovely.
How's the pork chops are doing?
They're in there. They're not done yet, though. Sounds really good.
I'm going to flip it though. Oh la la, this pan is heavy. Can I get a little room right here right now? For just a second?
Use that, and then I'll rinse them.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Come on, camera guy, look at this. Huh? I bet you're already thinking, I'm gonna eat that, I'm gonna eat that, I'm gonna eat that. Yeah, I know you do.
All right, so I'm just collecting my cheese here because the risotto, I'm just about to pull it off the burner. The last few minutes of risotto, I always do the same thing. Actually, Papa, can you do me a favor with your big, strong muscles? Can you switch pan for me? Put the risotto pan here because I want to show how to finish it.
I like the part that you say strong.
There we are. Beautiful.
All right.
So the risotto
Sorry,
just
I give you the shoulders.
The risotto just has a few more minutes of cooking. So how I like to finish a risotto, and that's pretty much any risotto, is you want to season it really well with some salt. I'm going to turn it off now, and I'm going to show you the texture, the consistency. You can see it's still quite runny. Now, a good, healthy pinch of salt. This is the only time we've seasoned it, okay? Now, let me meet you back here for 1 second.
All right.
All right. Then I want a couple tablespoons of butter. I know it sounds crazy, but you just have to hear me out. How about cap? It's hot, and you have a mapin. Got it?
Try.
One last ladleful. Now, turn it off. Turn it off. Don't do anything else to it, but hear me out. I'm just gonna grab lid. Small, but it's okay. Leave
I have a
it
bigger
for a
one
few
here
minutes.
if you need a big.
Leave it for a few minutes. Switch with me. Doesn't really matter.
Well, it does. You just keep the
Leave it.
steam
Don't touch
inside.
it. Don't touch it. Don't do anything else to it. Just leave it as is for several minutes, okay?
All right, several
Now,
minutes.
I don't know how the mushrooms coming along.
Mushroom.
Put them in one single layer and leave them, and hopefully they'll turn good color quickly. Now, I want lots of parm, and I also have my soft cheese here. So I am just going to grate the parm on top of my soft cheese. This is how I finish every risotto. An extra ladle full of stock, a little bit of butter, and lots of parm. The parm is nice and salty. It's cheesy without giving you that pull. And it is the way to finish every risotto, in my opinion, of course. All right. Set that aside until we are ready for it. We're not ready for it right now, so we're not going to add to it now.
All right, now.
Let me move this out of the way.
Do we need to prepare? What do we need to prepare now?
We need to, I want to put some brie into the oven.
Okay.
And then while I do that, once the risotto is done, I want to put the bread to toast. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So we have all of our workings done for the risotto. I want,
We need to make the hot pepper sauce for the pork chop as well.
yes.
Don't forget
While those
that.
rest, we make the sauce for the pork chops. That's coming along nicely. I'm just moving things out of the way as I go so that we don't overwhelm ourselves. Everything ready for the sauce.
Yes, so good.
Ba-ba-da-ba. Laura isn't even paying attention to the screen to respond. I'm trying. It's just really, really hard. There's so many comments coming in. I'm trying to think about what we do. We have to do next. So, pork chops are in the oven. Mushrooms are done. Do you want to put the broccoli rabe in a pan, in a dish?
I should.
You want to? Here. Put the broccoli rabe in here. Oh, the mushrooms look really good. No, this is the broccoli rabe. I want to do the risotto in a minute. And then I want to crisp up the ingredients for the topping of the bruschetta as well. All right. Now.
All right, here we go with the broccoli rabe.
See how lovely and loose that is? That is perfect. Because any thicker than this...
Can you get in here, cameraman?
Oh, that's gorgeous. Any thicker than this, it's a mess. So this is the texture you're looking for. And then you add your parm, and in this case, I'm also adding my soft cheese. And I'm gonna stir basically until the cheese melts, which is just gonna happen very, very, very quickly. You can also cover it and let the steam do the work for you, but really a little stirring is quite therapeutic. Would you cut me some parsley, please? Right behind you. Lovely. You know, your mom made me a killer seafood risotto when I was there.
Yeah, sure. She's good at that.
It was so good. You know what she said to me, which is something I've always said, and you've always said, is that you never eat risotto with a spoon, always a fork. Oh, that's nice. And it smells awesome. I'm gonna steal some for now. Put that right in. Put the rest in the mushrooms, and then we sprinkle it on top. I'm gonna move things out of the way so you can see. All right. Now you'll get to see the beautiful texture that is risotto. Biagio, please do it justice with the camera. Look at that.
Looks nice.
Beautiful. I'm not left-handed, so I can't even hold anything with my left hand.
All right, I think the mushrooms are crispy enough now.
Mushrooms are perfect. If you will give them to me.
All right, need to put some
want
salt
them
on
right-
it or no?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let's hit them with some salt. The last second. See, that is what I want.
Mm-hmm. All right, just a pinch of salt.
Right on top.
Just right on top.
Right in the center. Piled high. Yes.
And here we go. That's complete.
Perfect.
All right. One objective is
Mamma
being
mia.
reached.
Look at this. Look at
Yeah,
this.
looks great, looks great, looks great, looks great.
All right. Risotto done.
Once more, I gotta check my pork
Let's take
chops.
temperature.
Hot, hot.
Let's take the temperature for
What
it.
is the thermometer?
Da, 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 da. All right, let me check this guy because it's the thickest one. Dun, dun, dun. Just checking. We're still here. Just checking. All right, almost where we want it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull it out.
Good enough?
Yep, because I like.
Do we need this parsley here? Do you need this parsley or not? Can I take out of the way? Yes, I will.
Yes. I pull mine out right around 145 to 150. When you cover it, it carries on overcooking. It gets them right to the right spot.
Of course.
All right. And they are just a work of art, I tell you.
Yeah,
Look at
sure.
this. Look at that. One will feed two very happily because they're about £1 a piece.
Yes, very nice.
Unless you're my brother, in which case he'll eat both of them, all for himself.
Well, we can have it.
He's a growing guy. What can you say? Always let your meat rest. Now, my dad makes a killer, like cherry pepper sauce to go on top.
All right,
So
do we
good.
have our onions here?
Well, you already got the shallots cut.
Yes.
Want to move this over here? Use the same pan with all those good drippings?
Yes.
All right, so I got shallots. Come si chiamano? Cherry peppers, sliced cherry peppers in brine. Do you want wine? Do you want wine?
Yes.
Wine. These are gonna rest because they need to rest.
Peppers, shallots.
All right, I'm getting to some more questions, but it's really hard. There's a lot of questions. Everyone says you're so cute.
Oh, sure.
All right.
A little bit. Actually, I need a little bit.
When Mia is older, will you
more.
make cooking videos with her? Oh, apparently we're trending. I don't know what that means, but we are trending. I like that.
Well,
That's good.
oh, this pan is hot. I burned myself already a couple of times.
Don't
Hold
burn
on, let it
yourself.
sear them, let it bring it to a boil, a little juice will get all together.
All right.
All right, pork chops, where are
Pork
they?
chops, they're resting.
They're resting.
They're resting
okay.
right there. I'm going to take this opportunity to make a little crispy pancetta with sage for my
Bruschetta.
bruschetta because I like the salt. Do you know what I mean? I like the salt. But do you mind if we switch, you and I? This
Want me to get there?
Yes,
Sure.
please. Because that is good. All right. Small skillet. Nice and hot. I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. Not a lot because pancetta renders out a lot of fat, but I just want to help it. I want to help it along. And then just a little bit of sage, going with those very nice traditional fall flavors. And I'm going to take the sage and I'm going to slice it, mince it, whatever, really fine. Okay. And this is going to add another really lovely salty note to the bruschetta with the butternut squash. So, that looks good. I'm going to add my pancetta that you diced ever so nicely. I'm going to add the sage right now. All right. Take a 1 spoon. And now I'm just waiting for this to get nice and crispy, which will happen really quick. So keep your eye on that. Now pancetta is kind of like the Italian version of bacon, but it's not smoked, which I like because in some instances I want the salt, like the saltiness of it, but I don't want the smokiness. So that's why I like that.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
You have that going. You have the sauce going. I want to put the brie in the oven real quick because I know you're thinking I've lost it, but I tell you what's really delicious. And since we're going with fall flavors and we're going to do a lovely cheese plate for the end, I'm going to take a wheel of brie and I'm going to top it with a little bit of apple butter. Which I know it sounds crazy, but don't knock it till you try it. Okay, you put that a little bit on top, like that. And then you can spread this on apples, you can spread it on pears, crackers, whatever. Just a little bit like so. I'm going to pop this into the oven. I'm going to turn my oven actually off. And I'm just going to let the residual heat warm through it because I don't need to really bake it. Excuse me. All right. I'm going to put a timer on it for 5 minutes. So it reminds me to pay attention. That's good. So we have pretty much everything ready. If you want parsley for the sauce, there's that. What do I want to do next? Let's see. I want to work on the ricotta, which I want to explain. Come si chiama ricotta fresca?
Ricotta.
Ricotta?
Yeah.
So ordinarily for a dish like this, like a bruschetta, you buy fresh ricotta. But that's really hard to find. So what I do is I take ricotta. The night before I want to use it, I put it in a sieve. And I actually line the sieve with a coffee filter. I know, sounds crazy. But what happens is overnight, the excess liquid will drain and therefore it will thicken up your ricotta, giving it that perfect consistency that you want that would kind of be similar to a fresh ricotta, if that makes any sense. So I get rid of that, get rid of the liquid, put the ricotta in there. See, it's nice and thick now. And I'm going to take a spoon. Lovely. See, it's much thicker now than it was. I don't need to add anything else to this because there's a lot going on with the salty pancetta, with the squash. So I'm not going to. But you can if you want to. All right. That's looking good. We're almost there, and then all we need to do is just grill the bread for the bruschetta, get the brie out of the oven, and pretty much done.
I guess, you believe it.
My dad was like, save pancetta, I'm gonna make a sandwich out of it. Thinly sliced though. That looks good.
That looks good, all right.
I want that to get crispy though.
Just has to say a little more. My sauce here is ready for my pork chop.
All right, good. Oh, that smells good. We'll slice the pork chop, one of them anyway, at the end. That looks good.
All right.
Almost there. Almost there. And then I'm going to take a plate and line it with paper towels. Can you get me some paper towels, please? Because that way it will absorb the extra oil. Thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah, a lot of questions about whether we're doing a Christmas special this year.
Oh, we will.
I think it's because we didn't do one last year because I was so pregnant.
Yeah, we'll see how things go, and well, maybe everyone.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Is crispy enough?
Yeah, I think so. I just don't want to drain it with all the oil.
So I take care of that.
You got to do that. Let me get my grill pan back because this is where I'm going to toast the bread with the bruschetta. Here, when you're done, you can put them right on top of that.
All right.
All right. Now for the bread, this is some lovely like rosemary Italian bread, but you can use whatever bread you like actually. Your bread, your bruschetta, your bread. Perfect.
There you go, your pancetta.
If you will brush a little oil and grill that for me, that would be phenomenal.
Brush, where's the brush?
No, you can just drizzle it.
Where is the oil? Right here?
Right there. Yeah. Perfect. Trying to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row. So that all we have to do at the end is slice the, beautiful.
Okay.
All right.
Put some salt on it or not?
Yeah, sure. I'm just checking for comments.
Piece of radicchio right here. I got a little bit.
All right. My goodness, there's so many things. Someone said, "Ti manca l'Italia?"
No.
He doesn't miss Italy, he says. He says, Forza Napoli, they said.
Of course, first and Napoli, always the first.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot of questions coming in fast. Can I have a bite? I wish. Well, how did you choose the name Mia? Mia Valentina means my Valentine, and she was due to be born in February. And Valentine's Day has always been a special day for Joe and I in our relationship. And so we knew we wanted a short first name, and so Mia was perfect. And so that's what we decided to. It just fit. Once we saw her on the ultrasound, it just fit. Mia's not here right now. Mia is playing with her aunt. Do you think Gordon Ramsay is a great chef? Absolutely, of course he is.
Who?
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, sure.
The man has skill. All right, let me just check on my brie. Oh, that's lovely. Let that be until we need it. Okay. Ooh, it's hot in here.
Yes, it is.
It is so hot.
Is this thing even on?
Huh?
Looks like it's a little slow. Maybe.
I'll get there.
Of course it does.
All right, let's see. Have you done a spaghetti squash dish? Yes, I use spaghetti squash all the time. And you can go to my YouTube channel to see my favorite way to cook spaghetti squash because everybody loves it. And it's just really, really easy. And it's a good way to give it lots of flavor. Please do a teaching basics series. I'd love to. I just don't really know where to start. I wouldn't even know like what basics are to some people might not be the same to others, if that makes any sense. When is she coming? I don't know if she is because she's with her aunt. Sal, have you ever had Indian food?
No, and I will never.
Why?
Because it's not part of my tradition, and I know I should step out of the box, but the smell of it keeps me in the box.
Oh, nice. You don't like strong spices?
No.
Not a thing.
Not for me. I'm from
love
the
Indian
Mediterranean
food.
area, and we have so plenty things that grow over there, and we don't need to go spice our food to make it tasty. You see, when food has a poor taste or poor calories or whatever it may be, they put spices and spices and spices. Try to eat occasion, a catfish, not Cajun. See what kind of taste has it. Not quite a good one. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna season it. You're gonna make it spicy. You gotta do all that things. But still, it's a local thing that people eat for centuries. But the spicy around, they but to give them a flavor. I bet you any money if I eat a branzino, I don't need an occasion. Right?
That's funny.
All right, this looks crispy.
Yeah, that looks good.
Right. They look good. Where do I put them?
Right here.
Oh, right there. Okay. It's on this kind of
All right.
long wood board. Nice. Man, it smells good too.
It smells fantastic. I think that's good.
That's good. All right, we have an extra one. I'll put them right here. Okay.
All right. That looks
Get this
lovely.
out of the way before it burns me.
All right. So
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
you do whatever you want to do back there. I'm just gonna grab.
I'm gonna try to grab this because now I'm going to work on the pork chops.
Da da da. Okay. All right. So a little bruschetta, a little
finish
ricotta on the hot bread because it kind of it melts it and makes it a lot easier to spread. Okay. So you've got the really crispy bread. You've got a smooth ricotta. Should be using a knife, but I don't do that. Got smooth ricotta. Can you get a little fish spatula for me? That little silver one. It's in. There's a silver No, to the left. No. Left. No. A sinistra. Right here. That one. Here.
Okay.
All right.
What am I gonna do with this?
I'm gonna ask you to put this a little bit on top.
Okay.
So, go ahead. Yep. Switch with me.
Smells good.
Right. Oh, lovely. Pile it nice and high. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous. Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
That's
So
nice.
then, crispy sage pancetta. Right? So you've got that salt, herb, sweet, crispy. It's a good mix, you know? Good. Okay. All right, a little bit of oil on top, just for a little shine, a little extra flavor. Beautiful.
Okay.
So good. So yummy. And then last but certainly not least, we just gotta slice the. You wanna do that for me?
No, you can do it yourself, yeah.
Huh?
Go ahead.
All right. Take a clean board. Whoa. Grab a pork chop. Can I add the juices to your sauce?
Of course you can. That's what I do all the time.
That is free flavor right there. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to cut all of it because I don't want it to dry. You know what I mean? That's nice. That is really, really lovely. All right, let me get a plate. We'll place this one here. We'll place that one kind of fanned out. All right.
All right, ready for my sauce?
Yes.
This pan is way too heavy.
It's really heavy.
Try to spread all this good stuff. It's hot, spicy. I need like a spoon kind of thing. This one is too flat.
I got it. Here, take a small spoon.
Yes, that
Take
would
a
be
small spoon because that way you can get all the nooks
good.
and.
There we go. Small spoon, that will be good. Oh la la. It is heavy, this pan.
It's really heavy.
It can break my wrist.
Yum.
All right. And here we go. Pork chops are ready.
Pork chops are ready. Okay, so let's recap.
Let's recap.
You've got
Can you see this guy? All right, how's it look to you? Oh, he makes his face like I'm starving, I'm starving. All right, and for the end of it, a cheese plate.
a cheese plate.
Cheese
but
fruit
I
plate.
think when it comes to a cheese plate, the simpler the better. Now, because I'm serving mine at the very end of the meal, I went with what I thought would be good sort of sweet nibbles, you know, sweet cheeses to nibble on at the very end. So I've got a lovely gorgonzola, which you can crumble, but I like a little bit of honey on the gorgonzola because I think it's got that beautiful like agrodolce.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
Sweet
got a
and
really
sour.
lovely, that sweet and salty flavor. And then I've got a brie that I added a little bit of apple butter to. I also have a wheel of goat cheese that's been crusted with dried cranberries and a little bit of cinnamon. And then you can serve whatever you want with it. I've got some lovely fig spread that I really like with apples and pears, which I do have. And then my dad's favorite are dried figs, which we have every fall and winter throughout the entire season. And then you just put a little bit of fruit, a little bit of cracker, a little bit of walnuts. You're done.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yes, looks like a full meal
Full meal.
and reflects exactly what a good family would enjoy.
Yeah.
We have the appetizers, we have, of course, the main course, we had the sides with the meats, and then we have a cheese plate. Some dry fruit, classic.
All we need is a little grappa. No, okay.
No grappa for me, that will make me acting up. But looks like we all done with this.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so. Can you believe we've been going for an hour and a half?
An hour and a half, yeah, time goes fast.
Time
I
goes-
appreciate everybody tuning in, and hopefully you guys tuning in for the next special. All
Yes.
right.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. The recipes are not on the website. They're just kind of free form. I can maybe film them separately and then post them. I'm not sure, but just take away what a good time it is to cook with your loved ones, to enjoy a good meal, and enjoy the season. Enjoy
Yes.
the best that the season has to offer.
Absolutely.
We'll
Hello.
see you next time. We'll see you at Christmas.
Hey, Forza Napoli, don't forget that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Really want a little bit of this.
Are you off?